Shalom, my people, shalom. Shalom. I love all my Hebrew Israelite family. This message is very, very good, considering. I think it's very good. It's something I heard on the radio, and these scriptures automatically came in my mind when I heard this on the radio. I was off today, so I was out there doing my second job, which is cutting grass. I have a lawn service business called Bullnose Lawn Care Service. So I was listening to Charlemagne the God and them on the radio, and it had two doctors on there, two women doctors on there, and they were talking about the health care of women when they're having babies, and that they say that the rate is so high when our women, well, I put it away, brown women, because that's still our family, the Mexican family. So the brown women, when we have baby, we the highest rate of death having the babies. Both ways, the baby's dying and the woman dying, giving birth to the baby. And they're doing a lot of, the doctor said they're doing a lot of procedures that don't supposed to be done. He said they try to say it's the health care, it's where we living, it's how they living, it's how they vitamins and stuff like that. She said, you got people who making $10 million. And they baby still dying too. So you got to, that pays a little part in it, but it's still the same. Because you got people staying in millionaire homes who making millions of dollars, who are famous, who rich. And they babies are still dying. This is the thing they say when they go to the hospital, is what the doctors are telling them. The doctors are rushing black women. Rushing black women. They come to the hospital, they tell them got a problem. Oh, you all right, you all right. They tell them they feel contraction, they send them home. So when they get home, then they got a big old pot of blood and the baby done died, had a miscarriage. Or they telling them they need C-section when they really don't. They just throughout the whole medical spectrum, they telling them stuff that we shouldn't be doing. This is here to show you what I've been teaching you, that God said that in Deuteronomy 7:6, we are a holy people. He set us aside from every nation. The 12 tribes of Israel, if you tell the brown people, we are different. We got talent and everything. We top every other nation. We top them all. And we didn't even start on an even playing field when we came here. We've been on here for 500 years, so the playing field has never been equal, but we still above all race of people. That's got to tell you something. So when God's saying that, I chose you, the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. So, but these women are going around, I didn't even know this. It's like they splitting a woman by her rectum. They splitting her so the baby can come out. But some women already have 4 or 5 babies. They doing stuff like this intentionally when they really don't need to. Them women doctors say they don't even need to do that. They trying to force our women to get C-section. Well, let me tell you something, folks. It's in the Bible. This is in the Bible. This is how you know this Bible is meant for you and nobody else. This is our Bible. They open up our mail and interpreted our mail to us because we are not reading and studying the Bible, so we really don't know. We don't know that they lying to us and giving you parts of a scripture that don't even fit. But the God said we are a special people, Deuteronomy 7:6. Go read it. I'm giving you scripture. But let me show you something in Exodus that this fit us to the T, because see what they're doing is they want to kill all the men and children. All the men and children, they want to kill them, because if we ever wake up, they know that we are kings. So what they do is they depress the man to a point where he's almost non-existent in the household, in the street. They killing you left and right. They killing the police, killing you. So they know if we can wake up and just see it, what's going on. Don't think of it as black and white. Think of it as a nation. Because you put black and white and then you start, we so weak and docile as the people that we care about them more than you care about us. So I have to put nations in which we are a nation. We are from the 12 tribes of Israel. There's no color, because guess what? I can have somebody can be in our nation. They got a black daddy with a white mama, but the baby come out looking almost white, but his daddy black. So that's he an Israelite. He is of the father. The seed is of the father. Go to Numbers 1:18. The seed is of the father. And they're going to put in our head that the seed is of the mother because they want to destroy you. Everybody know a woman only have a certain amount of seed in her, certain amount of eggs. A man can be 150 years old and still have a baby. A woman at a certain age, she stops. She only giving a certain amount of eggs. That's it. I don't care how. Once all them eggs are depleted, that's it. But a man can keep going. If he lives to be 105, he can have a baby at 105. He find him somebody young that have her eggs haven't been depleted and have a baby. A woman stopped at a certain age. So they know this. So if they can get you to kill off all the babies, and by the time you get to a certain age, you really no good to them. Because you can't have them, you basically good for them. Because then they eliminate you having any of them children. Especially male child. They don't want male child. Even you do statistics, they say there's more male child dying. Because they targeting the male. But you don't want to believe it. But guess what? You say you believe the Bible. You go to church and you believe the Bible, but your pastor won't teach you that. But I'm going to teach you this. I want you to go to Exodus 1. Go to Exodus 1, and I'm going to show you that I'm not lying. Them doctors not, the black doctors not lying. That God is telling you you are a special people and you are special whether you want to believe it or not. Now you go down that hole and don't want to be special, then you killing your own self. God not, can you, a lot of times we destroy our own self because we lack of knowledge. God said, Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and they consider not. We don't even consider. We don't even consider these things. Because if you read the Bible, when certain things happen in the world, it should automatically pop up off of something you don't read in the Bible. Because if you study it, you will know this. But if you haven't studied, of course you ain't going to know it. But check this out, okay? Now these are the names of the children of Israel. We came into Egypt. That's when we came into Egypt, okay? Every man in his household came with Jacob. Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. See, these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Check this out. And all the souls that came of the line of Jacob was 70 souls, for Joseph was already in Egypt. It was 70. When we marched in Egypt, it was only 70 of us. It was only 70. I want you to please get this. There was only 70 of us. 70 Hebrew Israelites during this time. Check this out. And Joseph died, and all his brothers and all that, well, everybody died. Them 70 died, but they had family members. They kept going and going. And I'm going to get to all that. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and they increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. We multiplied. We were having sex in them, man. We were having babies. We multiplied. We got big and strong. Because don't you do that right now today? If they leave us alone, don't kill, just by sheer numbers, we will overpower all the other race. Because we have more baby than any other race, so they have to slow this race down. They have to show that they don't want us to be in power over them. I don't care what you see them give you, whatever, but in the back of their mind, God said, I think, I can't quote where it's, I think it's Job 9:17 or Job 9:27. So don't quote me on this. But check this out. In Job, the Lord said the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Who controls the earth right now? Negroes do not control the earth. The white man is the only one who controls the earth. He controls everybody. He controls Japan, Chinese, because we are the superpower. So they getting fed up with us being the superpower, but we are the superpower. Everything comes to the United States of America. All the money comes to the United States of America, get changed. It changed over. You know how you switch the money around when you go to different countries? Everything comes to the United States of America. So we are the modern day Babylon, because that's why you got your money, you got the pyramid, and they got all this shit, because this is Babylon. This is modern day Babylon. This is modern day Egypt. This is, so reading this here, just like reading whatever, just like you reading right now today, even though it's in Egypt at that time, because we started multiplying right now. So they got to try to find a way to get rid of us, because we started multiplying, and we outnumbering them just by sheer numbers. You're having too many babies. The Mexicans having too many babies. They don't care. Even when even they have abortion clinics in all our neighborhoods, you go get an abortion. They don't have an abortion clinic in white neighborhoods, just in black neighborhoods. They try to kill them off because we're having too many babies. So they got to find a way to kill you, because we will sure overpower them just by shooting them. Anyway, go back to the scripture. Well, all of them died, and then we started populating. We multiplied, and whites exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them, filled with Hebrew Israelites. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. Because you remember when his brother sold him, he came to Egypt, and then the first Pharaoh recognized Joseph and gave him dominion over the land. Joseph was like the prime minister over the land, and he liked it. That when Egypt is Ethiopian. I just want to let you know that they're Ethiopian, they're African. So they're the same people you love and want to be. But check this out, what they did to you. But anyway, the Pharaoh during Joseph's time loved him, so he took care of him. They didn't do like what this Egyptian Pharaoh finna do. I'm finna read to you. So, but the first one loved Joseph, so he treated him fairly. He treated them decently. So the family of them, they were living good. They were striving. We were maxing mighty, and we grew and grew. And now there arose a new king over Egypt, which he didn't know Joseph. He didn't know us as a people. So this is what he said. And he said unto his people, he said unto his African people, behold, the people, the children of Israel are more mighty than we. We populated. That's what they saying right now. It's too many of us, so they got to find a way to kill us. They kill us through the women having birth. They kill us through homosexuality on both ends. And they killing us through drugs, putting in our neighborhood. They getting us food. I mean, Detroit, the water bad, everything bad, because God said we're holy people. And he separated us from us. And so he told us not to eat certain food. I was talking to my mom this morning. And one of my nephews went to the hospital to get a checkup. His sugar's 600. He can die. He can stroke out. The last time was 400. But guess what? I seen him on Facebook boiling a big old pot of crab. But y'all don't want to realize that you are a chosen people. And there's certain food you can't eat. You got a special body. Our body's built different than anybody else. Even the doctor tell you that. We are a special kind of people. That's why they always examining us. They always examine us. Way back in the day, they examine our women. Way back now, they still examine our women. Going to the hospital, they examine you now. They know who you are. When you're on Facebook, when you're on Instagram, everything you do, they market it. Because they know what you want. The next thing you know, it's on your timeline, so you know I'm telling the truth. Check it out. And this what the new king of Egypt said. Come on, let us deal wisely with them. Lest they multiply and come to pass that when they'll fall out in a war, they join also unto our enemy and fight against us. So get them out of the land. They saying that we had got so powerful, so big. United States saying it right now. We so powerful and so big. Oh, you think they passing all these laws now about rioting and about marching and protesting? That was meant directly for you. It's meant for us. They're gonna be able to put your ass in prison for 10, 15 years and charge you with a federal crime. It's meant for us. Therefore, they did set out them taskmasters. They said, okay, do what we're going to do, we control them. Taskmaster is the slave owner. Basically, a man with a whip beating your butt. You have seen the movie and know how you get when you're in Africa. When they made us build a pyramid, they beat us to death. For 400 years, we praying to the Lord. They doing us the same way. This is you. That's how I'm trying to tell you. You these people in the Bible. You the Israelites. You the same one because they doing the same thing to you. Check this out. So they said task, and guess what they did? And afflicted them with burdens. And they built the Pharaoh's treasure city. Ramsey, Pittman. We built them cities. So everywhere we go in captivity, we was in captivity 7 times, them cities white strong. Because we was there. Them cities white, that's why they saying at least they join other teams. So without you find a way to break you down. They have mentally broke us down. They have physically broke us down. They have put us in the neighborhood and different stuff, but nobody can see it. They have turned our family upside down. We got our boys being girls and our girls being boys, transgender. We influenced by anybody that come our way and we join it, whatever they group we join. So guess what? Now we joining the Asian people, the same one that had you in captivity too. So we join in a group. So they said, look here, these is the biggest group. We got to kill these Negroes first. If we kill these Negroes first, then we control everybody else. Well, I'm telling you, this is what the Bible says. The Bible tells us the same thing, okay? And then Egypt made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. They made us serve with rigor. They beat hard work, slavery. They make us slave. We in slavery. They beat us, made us serve rigor work. Right now today, you're going to work for quarters. We on every job working for quarters. They give us the rough jobs. When you go get a promotion, they give a promotion to somebody who don't deserve it. This is the same thing that's happened to us now that happened in Egypt. I got to get through because I don't want to be real long. Check this out. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. They made our life bitter with hard bondage. Guess what? We going through hard bondage right now. You can't tell me we ain't going. We number one in everything. We number one in everything. We afflicted with everything. I see people on TV. This lady 56 years old. They on TV talking about the shot and everything. Guess what? I don't want to get off topic. Unless they lying to us, how you got a vaccine for something just came out? All of a sudden you got a vaccine this a year. You think you've seen something, you wait 10 years from now. You wait 10 years from now when you wonder why you got cancer. When you got these problems. This thing ain't been around long to test on nothing. That's why Johnson & Johnson come around and it's affecting our women. Why all of a sudden it's affecting our women? The same way the lady said the kid, the woman having, they tell you sick now, you can't have a baby, you gotta have a C-section, you gotta have your rectum cut, you gotta have all this kind of stuff to have a baby. You died on the table, ain't nobody waking up. And did extras ever come to your mind? No, because you're not studying your Bible, you're not reading it. Check this out, keep going. Okay, check this out. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife. He spoke to our midwives. And check this out. In which was named one of them Shaphiah, and the other name was Paul. And she said, why? And he said, why ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon their stool? If it be a son, they said, why you do the job of a midwife to the Hebrew women, which is our so-called Negro women of the day. When you this is the doctor. He's talking to our Hebrew doctor. He said, why you doing the duty of a Hebrew, why you doing the duty of a doctor? I'm using our layman term. And you see these women, if they have a son sitting on the stool, and now check this out. When I say sitting on the stool, they actually talking about this. You squatting down, you having your baby. You squatting down so your pelvis is open. You know how you do squat? When you do squat, women, when you do squat, everything open. Your butt open. Your private part open, your hips open, your thighs open because you're doing squats. So everything open. Check this out. The baby slide right on out. But if they lay you on your back, you pushing against gravity. Now you're on your back. You trying to push or something out. If you were squatting, you would just slide out. That's why you have a whole bunch of miscarriage. That's why they put that shot in your back. That's why you have so many problems having a baby. Check this out. Check this out. I'm going to read it again. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife, to the Hebrew women. He said to the Hebrew women, which is to the so-called Negro women. Check this out. And see them are sitting upon the stool, get ready to have a baby. If it be a son, check this out, then you shall kill him. This is what this Egyptian told the Hebrew midwife. If when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, when you do the office of the work to a so-called Negro woman, if it's a son, you kill it. This is the Exodus. This is what's happening right now. This is what these people were talking about on the Charlemagne the God show, the Breakfast Club this morning. She said they making our women go through hoops, and then when you go to the hospital, guess what they say? They said our black women can take on pain. You done heard it. But I'm teaching you straight about what the Bible says. Check this out. Check this out. If it be a son, you shall kill it. Just what they said. They're killing all the men and children right now today. They're putting us on drugs. They're kicking us out of the house. They make you can't get no job, making our women turn against us, our family turn against us, society turn against us, the world turn against us. It's all biblical. So woman, you can't come on here and tell me it's a man gotta get it. This is all biblical. They study the Bible, you don't. So women, please don't come on here telling about a man can do this, a man can do this. This script, they talk. It's just like they hunting a lion. They targeting a black man. They targeting. Why you think they hanging the killers and killing us all in here? Of course they killing our woman too. They gonna kill you because they don't want you to have no children. But they hunt the man down. They hunt them down. Now they got you on the table. You get stuff done so you don't need to, so you die and the baby die. But if it be a daughter, hold on. Okay. But if she be a daughter, then she shall live. Because they know they can manipulate the daughters. They can take our daughters and they get old, they'll rape them like they're doing now. They're kidnapping our daughters now. That's why all these girls, all these black women are being missing. They kidnap our daughters. Guess what? They can impregnate them. They can put, they think they're doing some They really are, because when they make a black woman pregnant from a white man, that baby's a white baby. God, not, if you understand how simplex and complex and a little deep this Bible is at time, you understand what it's saying, because they know they can control our women mentally, the same way Satan controlled Eve in the garden. Then you come back and influence the man. But I can't get into that right now because it's too long and it's too complex for the people who don't study the Bible. So I'm going to stick to the topic. If it be a daughter, save it. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptians. You heard what I just said? The Hebrew women said to Pharaoh, that the Hebrew women are not as Egyptians. We different. Our women are different. Our women are different from any other race of women. You know this. I know this. They know this. So they're capitalizing on it. Okay, I'm going to read it again. And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian women. You hear that? The African women are not as so-called Negro women. For they are lively. You know how women, I ain't got to say nothing about our women. You know they lively. They loud. And they are very boisterous, and they don't take no mess. You know our women strong because our women don't play. The Hebrew midwife just said, told the Pharaoh, our women are different from y'all women. Our women are lively. And in our delivered, the midwife come unto them. They already, and they in are delivered. The midwife come unto them. They already, when they come, the midwife, basically when the doctor come in, the women already had the baby. So this what the Hebrew women telling the Pharaoh this, because they don't want to, they Hebrew women too. So you telling another black woman to kill another black woman baby. But right now today, you tell our black woman to kill a black woman, they would do it. You got these doctors out here telling you to do stuff, and you know they know it's wrong. They know them shots ain't made for us. Why ain't nobody telling you to eat healthy? Change your diet. Why ain't they telling you wear that mask? You get sicker by it. Don't you tell you wearing that mask that your teeth gonna start rotting? You're gonna start getting bacterial disease because it's just like breathing carbon dioxide. I want you to put your mask on and go in your garage and see can you breathe. Put your mask on, go in your garage and see can you breathe. Your ass gonna pass out because it's the simulation of you being in your car with the tailpipe running and you die from solid gas. I'm telling you people, they don't tell you to get healthy. They didn't tell you to change your diet. They didn't tell you to start eating crab, start doing this here. Because they did a study. They said people who are more fit are most likely not to go through all this stuff you're going through. They'll have it, but their body will keep it going. I had it. I still got up every morning, walk 4.4 miles every morning. Still had I lost an appetite for about a day. I still got up every morning, ate my breakfast. I still ate my lunch and still ate my dinner. Still came home during the day and rode my bicycle while I walked in the morning because we're more healthy than we. Don't you know that you see that we get stuff, it don't really break us down, but it's the people who have underlying conditions. But they not teach you how to eat. They not teach you how to do your food right now. Teach you how to take your vitamin. All we want to do is eat crab and stuff that God told you not to eat, so you die. So when you catch something, you really catch it. Okay, check this out. And therefore God dealt well with the midwife because she told them that they already had the baby. So God dealt well with them for protecting the other black women. I'm just putting it just like it is. Check it out. So therefore God dealt well with the midwife, and the people multiplied and waxed very strong. See, the midwives, we ain't finna kill our people. We know what you're trying to do. So they waxed we still will continue to grow. We still will get powerful. But check out what this man said. And it came to pass because the midwife feared God that he made them houses. It came to pass because the midwife feared God that he made them houses. He made them houses. God, they feared God. a house like a protection. God put protection on them. So they did the work of God. Check this out. And it came to pass, okay, and Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born shall be cast in the river. That's why Moses got put in the river and went to live in the king's house. Cool. That means you have to have two black people, right? Because it was the Egyptians and the Hebrew. Yeah, I just read you. They knew the distinction between that. But we kind of looked similar. So what they did when Moses came down the river, he was raised up in the Pharaoh's kingdom, and then he didn't even know it because they kind of look alike. See, I'm trying to tell you, you're not African. I already read that to you last lesson. Guess what he said? The Pharaoh charged his people, saying, every son that is born you shall cast into the river, and every daughter you shall save alive. That's what I'm saying, folks. They're killing all the men children, but saving the women. Why you think they get these women get these jobs? Why you think they put you on top of the black man? See, they got to find a way to bring us down. So they're going to bring us down that way. I'm trying to tell you. And there went a man of the house of Levi and took the that was a whole different subject right there. But that was it on that. But what I'm trying to tell you that I heard what them women said on the Breakfast Club, and the first thing in my mind came to these scriptures here. They still doing the same thing. You're not African. I just gave it to you just like he said. The Hebrew women and that man, the king of Egypt during that time, said, hey, I want you to kill all the Hebrew men and children. How he knew that? He knew there's a difference between the Africans and the Hebrew Israelites. God trying to tell you it's a difference between us and them. Them the same people who you say you want to be, told the midwife to kill all the men and children. So this goes on to 2. Now guess what they're doing? Now all the hospitals and all these places, they have took crafty counsel against us. I know that's in Psalms 84. They have took, read Psalms 84. They have took crafty counsel against us to kill us. They took crafty counsel to kill, and they're doing it now. It named all the nation that came against us to kill us. Let me read this in. Then I'm gonna get. I know it's a little long. I'm gonna read this in. Psalm, I think it's 84. Let me get this in. Check this out. It's Psalm 83. Let me read this. Psalm 8. You can start at 1 and go down to 10. But I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna start at 3. Psalms 83:3. They have taken crafty counsel against our people and consulted against the hidden one. We are the hidden one. We are the ones in the prison. We are the ones that don't know who we are. We are the ones walking down the street still calling ourselves African American. We use the Hebrew Israelites. They said, come, let us cut them off of being a nation. The same thing the Pharaoh said, let's cut them off from being a nation. We got to stop. We got to kill the men. We got to hide their identity. We got to put so much pressure on them. We got to destroy them mentally. Okay, what I'm saying? And they have, it's what, and that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. We don't remember who we are. We don't know we the Hebrew Israelite. We don't know we separate from everybody else. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are the Confederate against us. That's why you had the Confederate army. Confederate means they didn't come together. They didn't have a Confederate. They didn't came together, plotted against us, and this is what they want to do to you. This is the people. God tell you who the people who are trying to destroy you. The tabernacle of Edom, which is the so-called white people. The Israelites, which are so-called Arabs. Moab, which is so-called Chinese, the same one who hunt around here talking about we are oppressing them. And Hagar, which is the so-called the African nation. Ammon, which is the Japanese. Amalekites, which is the son of Edom, which is the so-called fake Jews. Philistine, which is over there in the Middle East, they was Africans. And the inhabitants of Tyre, which is African. Assur, also these Africans join with them. They have hope, the children of Lot. Lot is the children of the Chinese. The Chinese, Lot, which you got to remember, when Lot had 2 daughters, and the daughters came in there, and they got them drunk, and they raped them. You got Moabites, and you got the Ammonites. That's why they got the splendid out because of incest. Anyway, but check this out. That was it. And they had took the Craftie kids up. They trying to destroy us. They trying to kill us. So you start off by killing the men. So if I kill the men, then guess what? The men you can't reproduce. So what? So now you ain't got nobody to pick from no more. You pick from the so-called white folk. You pick from them. Then you start having them white babies. And then you start being confused. The baby confused. He don't know who he is. Everybody destroyed. So you just a messed up race of people. So but the Lord never happened because we so powerful. We keep having babies. We having babies through all. The more they afflict you, don't you know? The more you want to have sex and have a baby, because that's your own comfort. Now you get on some kind of drugs and crack, all that take away all that. Even in crack, they still having babies. But check this out. But that was it. That's what I seen, and in my mind automatically came to this. And I hope this will be a help to some people or somebody. If you need to spread this word, because I give out good information, I want you to mess like. I want you to tell your friends about this here. You need to listen to all my sermons, because guess what? I'm coming straight from the Bible. I'm teaching you who you are, because guess what? The church will never teach you who you are. You're going to go to them church and just sit there and listen to a pastor, and you know he's lying because you know this word is truth, what I'm giving you. Shalom, my people. Shalom. I love you. Shalom.